Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. On this episode, Xbox releases an update to put 4K on your dashboard. So Xbox released an update. I believe it came out today, or at least the day of the recording, which is Friday, October 22nd, when we're recording this. And they came out with an update today, from my understanding. And it basically makes the dashboard into 4K. Previously, it was a 1080p dashboard and has been for quite some time during the S. We all know that PlayStation 5 with that dashboard went to 4K. And if you have a PlayStation 5 like we do, it looks really nice in 4K. The dashboard does. So we were really hoping that Xbox would eventually do this, and they have now. So I'm in the beta ring, and so I've had the 4K update for quite a while. But from my understanding, and they don't really super clear on it, but from my understanding, I guess those that had the update previously, it was actually upscaled to 4K. Now it's a true native 4K on the dashboard since this update. Besides that, this update also includes night mode and a quick settings menu. So what is night mode? Night mode is basically just allows you to, in the accessibility section of your Xbox, it allows you to basically dim the screen. If you're in a dark room, and your TV's blaring light in your eyeballs, you can go there and make it a little bit darker and dim some areas down, so that way it's not so bright. They also include a blue light filter, so that if you're playing late, you don't get all that energy and want to stay up forever because that blue light's affecting your brain. And then the quick settings mode. And the quick settings mode, basically what it is, or menu, what it does is it allows you to turn accessibility options on and off on the fly. So you don't have to go to the accessibility menu per se. You can just basically go to the quick settings menu and you can turn certain accessibility options on and off while like you're in game or something like that without having to exit the game and go to the settings menu, pretty much. So cool stuff. There's a lot of cool things in here. Patrick, what do you think about all these updates?
Well, I'm not in the ring, the pre-release ring. They got to see it, so I didn't get it until it updated today. So, and what's funny is that they mentioned that it, like you said, that it was an upscaled version in the beta ring. I wonder how that makes all the beta people feel it. But then it's now native 4K, which is kind of cool. I think I'm more interested in the night mode stuff. I mean, yes, I like a pretty dashboard, and my biggest complaint on the Xbox is the text sometimes is hard to read. I don't sit right up close to my TV. I have a big 65-inch TV, and I probably sit, quite a ways away from it. So, the night mode stuff and that text readability is going to help me because my TV is in my game room, which is in my basement, which I play at nighttime with all the lights out except the TV. So that's kind of nice. And occasionally I'm like, it is bright down here with that TV. So increasing the text readability is going to help a lot because I think Xbox suffers from some of that, especially in the games and stuff like that. Some of the dashboard menus and stuff where you're trying to see the text. So that's going to be really cool. But I'm really more interested probably in the night mode stuff. I don't use the accessibility features a whole lot. I don't have a need for them, but I'm pretty sure those people that have a need for that accessibility option will probably like that, especially in a household where you have maybe multiple people sharing the same Xbox or something like that. Even the same account, for that matter, can just easily switch on and off the accessibility options whether they need them or not. It's Xbox upgrading the dashboard, which is really cool. We talked about this earlier because it was in one of the pre-alpha rings or whatever. They got it and then it dropped into the other ring, and now it's for everybody. So if you've got Xbox, make sure it's updated and you get the new 4K dashboard. It'll be nice and crispy and hopefully give off the cool vibes that the PlayStation did, because their dashboard is pretty clean now and looks really nice now with that new 4K native support. It's just a nice to have thing, right? I mean, it's not going to improve any performance. If anything, you might lose a little bit of performance because it's going to take a lot more to render 4K than that 1080p dashboard. But I'm all for it. Everything. I don't suffer from issues on my dashboard anyway. Nick, did you notice any performance issues when you were using the pre-release build of it?
No, I didn't. And Microsoft has said with this update that through their beta and alpha rings and stuff like that, and through their internal testing, they didn't see any performance issues with these settings. There was no downgrade to how the system functioned. Now, you can take that with a grain of salt. Of course they're going to say that, but I personally didn't. I didn't find any issues with how the system ran or anything like that. And it looks much better. You know, the icons, you know, in 1080, a lot of the icons are really fuzzy looking. But in 4K, they're crystal clear. Like you can see exactly what the icon looks like. Not that you couldn't read it before, but now it just looks nicer. So, yeah, I mean, all around is great. And if you don't, you know, if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't have the update yet or anything like that, you know, definitely check your settings. You can have the console check for updates. It does do it on its own, but it's kind of on its own schedule. But you can actually go into the settings menu of your Xbox and you can tell it to check for updates right now. Right. So you might have an update that, or it just hasn't checked in for updates yet. So if you're wondering, hey, where's my update? Go there, have it check for updates, and I bet you it'll probably find it and say, oh, you got an update. And you can even tell it at that point to start downloading and installing that update. So,
right, yeah, it's always kind of funny. I love how, like, you know, when you go to like Microsoft's site or whatever, and they're trying to tout how the new dashboard is going to look different, and you're showing me a side by side screenshot, and I'm like, come on, guys, you really expect my monitor? You know, they intentionally blur stuff so that it looks better, but that's just what they do. But like I said, I think I'm more interested in the night mode controlling, in my opinion. Just that seems like it's going to be more helpful for me. Like I said, everything is in my basement, which is my game room, and I don't run overhead lights. I don't run any lights at night in here but my TV. So my TV oftentimes, especially when it comes to one of those scenes where it's super bright and you're just like, it's just a white blinding light shooting out of your TV. And I don't know about the blue filter. I don't know about that. They say it's supposed to help with eye strain. I mean, well, I guess we'll see. We can turn that on at nighttime and see if I notice a difference when it's getting 2:00 in the morning and I'm going, you know, and you're rubbing your eyes because you're tired and everything. So I'm interested to check it all out. I've not messed around with the night mode settings yet, and you know, I've downloaded the new update, and I need to go make sure to get all the settings tweaked to where I want them so I can try it all out. But yeah, it's available now. Microsoft said it is now available, so everybody should be getting it if you have the auto updates turned on. I think they started it last night, so you should have it as long as you have auto updates turned on. If you don't, just go and, like Nick said, and update it. You'll be seeing that 4K crispiness if your TV can run 4K. I mean, I don't know very many TVs that you buy nowadays that can't support 4K. Might be only a 60 hertz panel, but, you know.
But yeah, it'll support it. And I have, you know, my phone, and I'm sure your phone does too, has that blue light filter on it. And I've tried it on my phone at night, like laying in bed watching YouTube or something. And it does help with, it did help with eye strain. Like it kind of dims the screen and puts this, you know, kind of like dimming filter on it, basically, that gets rid of all those bright lights, you know, those bright colors and stuff that come at you, you know, exactly like you said, like white screen that's just burning your eye sockets, you know. It gets rid of that when that comes up, so that way it's not as strenuous on your eyes. So it does work. I usually don't turn it on, but I did want to try it out one time, so I did on my phone. I just forget that it's there most of the time, but yeah, I mean, these are cool features. It's nice to see Microsoft bring out more features and just add to the dashboard and the settings and options. Since we had our PlayStation 5, I don't think PlayStation's really, they did do one. I can't remember what it did, but, you know, they're most of their updates are usually just system stability and that's about it. But they did do one recently and I can't honestly remember what it did. It was a bigger one. Oh yeah. It, allowed for the expansion, the SD expansion, slot to be used on the PlayStation. And I think some other things too, but that was the main thing. So, yeah, really awesome. You know, go out there, check for that update, grab it now. Check out that 4K goodness on your dashboard. Patrick, you got anything else you want to add to this? This will be a pretty short one.
Yep. Nope. Just, you know, keep an eye out on those updates. You never know what's coming out that you might be missing. I mean, they added the controller support in the last one and stuff. So now they're fixing some of the dashboard stuff. So you just keep improving it. I mean, keep making it better. And, you know, if you're a member of some of that insider, the insider rings and stuff, let us know if you had the 4K dashboard, and let us know if you saw a difference between what it looked like then versus what it looks like now. It's kind of hard to do that unless you were kind of recorded some sessions. I'm not sure everybody's eye is discerning enough to pick that up. Did you notice a difference, Nick?
I haven't. No, I've looked at it and it looks the same. So,
Yep.
But now I know it's running native instead of being upscaled. But I mean, the upscale technology nowadays is pretty good. So, you'd rather have it running native 4K, but that upscale technology from where it started now is pretty good technology, and they still use that today in a lot of games and stuff. So, and even with those games that use it, it looks good. So, I don't have a problem with it, but yeah, I didn't notice a difference. But if you did, let us know. Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you grab your update. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notifications to keep up to date on new videos that we put out. But thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.